Had to do it one more time on the jazz shit. Just for me. Probably one what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on.
Play
No.
games. I don't know what episode number this is gonna be, but
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter right now. But all I will say is that audio working.
Hopefully.
Huh? That audio working.
Yes, sir.
So we have a running gag on here. I think this is 3 for 3 right now. We have started filming and I forgot to turn on the audio.
Yes. that happened when we did the Jordan interview, when he did the intro. Yeah.
It was a great intro.
It was a great intro.
Oh dang! Hopefully the blooper's out by now. Welcome to the Play No Games podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're in season 3 right now. Season 3 shit, and we are. What do you call it? Sorry, I'm really still laughing that I fucked up the audio for a previous video we just did because it was some good shit.
Yeah.
So, to get things moving along, I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about a couple things that is moving the culture, moving the dating culture.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I want to start to talk about, because I don't think no one's really talking about this, is Quavo. Mom. Ice, Dre. And Sweetie. I recently.
Is that how you say your name?
Sweetie?
Sweetie. Isn't it spelled like Sweetie, Sweetie? Or something? It's like there's an H in there, isn't there?
I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff.
I think it is Sweetie, but
I call it. Yeah, she's fine. But
yes, sir.
yes. I was like doing some YouTube research and rabbit holing, and I came across like Quavo and Sweetie's like 21 Questions thing, and like it was really adorable. Like it was. I believe I could have gotten this wrong, but like, he DM'd her, or she DM'd him, or something like that, and like they met each other through the DMs, and they're still going strong.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
Like, and like some other, it's like the video, the 21 questions of like how much you know your partner was like really dope. And like they met each other, through the DMs, and then their very first date was a strip club. I see you looking. It's going. So I want to say that's
First date was a strip club.
It was a longer date, but like it ended up at the strip club. But I would just say the reason why I believe it's moving the dating culture is because it's too high profile people still doing what they want, and they're still sticking to their roots of what makes them happy. Yeah. And like we don't hear people really talking about their relationship like that, and like they have a pretty good handle on it. And it's like so like guy and girl next door, where like you can see the positive energy.
Yeah. Are they both from Atlanta?
No, actually, I didn't know this. Sweetie has her business degree.
My type.
That's good. That's good.
Damn.
She's from like Cali. Yeah.
It's finer by the day. God damn. All right. Good for her. All right.
And I believe her family, like, they're kind of in the music business just a little bit. But like, no, her rise was very strategic. She was definitely, it was very calculated from how she speaks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine it being hard, especially when you're like a certain degree of famous, to still have that like down to earth type of relationship. I can only imagine. So that's cool. Yeah, definitely good for the culture, I suppose.
I got one more, but we're gonna switch off. What do you got? Something that's moving the dating culture, mental health, or something that's taking it back?
The only thing I could think of would be, I mentioned this before we started. Congratulations, Dangerous Russell Wilson and Sierra, having their third child together. 3 or second? I think it might be the third child together. But I remember we actually in season 1, season 2. Who remembers anymore? When we were talking about them, we mentioned how they announced that Sierra was pregnant, and she gave birth. So, shout out to that couple. Great couple. Love them.
He's trust me, folks. He'll unravel. He'll get more comfortable. I have something. I have something else. Something that it's not moving dating culture, but it's moving a whole state's mental health. Let's just say that.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I just heard, and I was saving this in my pocket, that the New York Knicks have a new head coach. Tom Thibodeau.
So we're gonna go there now.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
Wait, what does this have to do with changing the culture?
Mental health. Changing the culture in the sense of just think of the New York basketball culture.
Okay, so you want my opinion as a Knicks fan?
Huh?
That's what you want?
I'm just
hiring
saying.
Of Tommy Tibby? Huh? You want it? Okay, here it goes. First off, I'm a Blazer fan for life. That's my number one team. But my second adopted team is the New York Knicks because of Nate Robinson. But we don't even get into details. Terrible hiring. That's all I can say. I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm never gonna be happy about anything. But no, like what the fuck you gonna hire Tom Thibodeau, the guy who runs players into the ground? He fucking ruined Luol Deng's career, ruined Joakim Noah, ruined D Rose. Went to Minnesota. Jimmy wanted out. What was it? Cat got. What was it? His confidence was hurt. No, Tom Thibodeau is not a good coach. He runs a 7-man rotation, runs his players for 40 minutes. They get injured. Especially when you had God's gift, Kenny Atkinson, available. Kenny Atkinson would have been the perfect hire. He saved the Nets, and then Kyrie got his ass fired. Kenny would have been a great hire, especially stayed in New York. The roster needs someone like him that built a shit team like the Nets to actually make the playoffs. But no, we want Tom Thibodeau, but whatever. And a 5-year deal, so we'll be paying him 3 years after we fire him.
As you all can see, this is something that is, really good for those New Yorkers' mental health and all those Knicks fans.
I'm not here to say I'm a New Yorker. I love New York, but I'm a Knicks fan, and so I adopt that Nick Twitter characteristics. Shout out to Frankie Smokes.
See, get used to these updates. They'll be positively hilarious.
Yeah, actually, can I say, if we're just going a little bit off topic, can I say something too? Actually, while you were in the bathroom, I saw a video of Joe Budden on his live stream, because we mentioned Logic right when we met today, that Logic released his final album and retired. Joe Budden on his live stream said, Logic, who cares? Like, you should have retired a long time ago. No one cares, all this stuff. It's like, hey, Joe, Logic actually had a rap career. I don't know what you did. Like, let's be fucking honest, dude. Joe Budden made one song, pump it up. Yeah, he made one fucking song, and he's been on rap podcasts the rest of his career, just being an old head that's a hater. And, like, no one actually likes Joe Budden, let's be honest. Like, sure, he's funny once in a while, but he's funny to laugh at. You don't actually, like, agree with his points. Like, yeah. So I just want to bring that up and say, fuck Joe Budden, and Joe Biden, both of them. Why not? I saw this hilarious meme because someone's like, "Man, this is really gonna be our president," and it was just pictures of Joe Budden.
Oh my goodness, Klaus. And see, this is why I told y'all. I got him out of his shell. See, he has lots to say.
You opened me up with that Knicks comment. You just
I'm just letting you know that this is the type of show where we're going to talk about because let's just say this before we get into the disclaimer I have for today. Because literally, all that stuff matters. Where we can really get surgical about Logic. We can get surgical about Joe Budden because there's like mental health behind that. Because we were actually just talking about how the biracialness of I was gonna say Joe Budden, Logic, and things like that.
Bobby,
and like because
Bobby biracial,
and that comes out in his music, and like once again, this show is meant for dudes to be more emotionally safe, for females to learn more about dudes, and for us to learn more about dating culture, mental health, and then what we got to do to go forward. Because we talk, we just need more action, and action is change behavior. Because insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting the same result or different. I think I butchered it.
Different result.
Different result. There we go. Yeah.
There's also, I think that's only one definition.
One definition.
I think there's multiple, but that's the one everyone goes to because it's the one everyone says.
Yeah, damn right. Because I'm a basic bitch. So I kind of, and once again, not springing too much things on cost, but we kind of know our topics we're going to talk about today. But I kind of want to give a bit of a disclaimer for today because, one, as you saw, we're definitely jokey, but this, after doing some research and some thoughts, this stuff may not be as jokey because did some research, and this is the one thing that I really like strive for. It's kind of like in our day and age in our culture, like I feel like we miss and skip a beat when we try to appease everyone, right?
Yeah.
I really think where I feel like when you start labeling something as, oh, this is a black show or this is a Latino show, and you don't look at it as just like a show, I think you miss what a black show in essence was trying to do, because you're seeing the perspective of a black sitcom. Because when I was watching like the Fresh Prince, Martin, the Cosby shows, I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is a black show. This is I can't believe I brought Bill Cosby, but this
that actually slipped by me. I'll be honest.
I was like, but it's kind of like,
in the world.
I don't know about you, but it's kind of like I was just thinking, like I was looking at Will's character, or I was looking at like Uncle Phil's a judge. I wasn't like Uncle Phil like a black judge.
Yeah.
And like I think, and this is, I know this is I'm dragging it on, but it's kind of like, our show is, you know, we're definitely going to be careful about things that we talk about, and because we don't want to, you know, purposely offend anyone or people.
Yeah, this is our mission.
Exactly. Thank you. But it's kind of like we are a show of two people, therapists, businessmen, all that stuff. And it's kind of like we're just giving our perspective of how we see and navigate through the world from our lens, because I feel like you'll get to understand a different perspective and not just completely label us and just like forget all that stuff. But with all that being said, because I don't want to take away and drag it on, because I can definitely go further with this. It's we're definitely going to be talking about a couple of topics along the lines of domestic violence and then mental health. And at first, I definitely had jokes for this short little guy that we're going to be talking about, and I definitely had jokes for, well, I think with the other thing we're going to talk about, we can be a little more jokey, but, you know, also we have to be cognizant of people who experience, you know, mental health and domestic violence, and, you know, nor there should be no victim shaming, things like that, you know?
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
With our next segment. So, yeah, no, absolutely. I might still throw in some jokes, but we'll see.
Well, yeah. The reason this will actually connect. We'll start with these people that we're talking about, and this is the reason why I opted to not to be as jokey and just kind of like a little more serious. But if you don't live under a rock and you know about popular culture, Mr.
Daystar.
I was gonna say the Scottie Pippen of Canada.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Whoa. I didn't know they made him that short in Canada.
What do you call it?
I can't believe his name isn't actually Tory.
Oh, it's Daystar.
Yeah.
It's like a Digimon.
What, Daystar?
Daystarmon Digivolve too.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too if my name was Daystar and I was 5'3".
Hey, well, okay.
All right, enough of the
I'm gonna have
jokes.
a unique name for my child, but
I would too. But Tory Lanez is a much better name for him. That's a much better name than Daystar, whatever his last name is.
Well, he might be canceled very soon.
Oof,
so
yeah.
Making this, I don't know. This might be pre or post cancelization of him. But if you don't know the story,
I think he's already been canceled. Kind of.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to the story. Long story short, I'm not gonna go through for detail. I think like 2-3 weeks ago, Meg Thee Stallion was like, I got my foot cut by some glass, and then later Kendall and some other person and another person was there, and I got to work on this. Allegedly, she said she got shot. She didn't say who shot her, but then process of elimination, what the friend said I didn't do it. A bouncer said that Tory Lanez days in this town is numbered, and then allegedly Meg Thee Stallion didn't came out and like didn't say it was him, but it alluded to it being him. And she got shot, and then thank goodness they weren't
she got shot in the foot, right?
Yeah, she got shot in the foot. Thank goodness they weren't I know, thank goodness she wasn't they weren't, all of them in the situation didn't get anything's happened more with like the police and things like that. After watching the video,
she's lucky that didn't blow her foot off. Honestly,
we don't know. The video doesn't kind of show all that other stuff, but like, yeah, we already talked about the policing, but like, do you call right and like you're making a person who said I'm shot in my foot walk backwards? Why? Anywho, that still baffles my mind. But a long story short, they're all safe. Tory Lanez went to jail, out of jail, but we're kind of like we're here now. I think that's a pretty good
summary
of it. But yeah, man. I'll get into some of the things I have saved on my phone. But did you know about this?
I very surface level knew about it. I was like, the fuck, Tory? I never paid much attention to Tory Lanez up until quarantine because he had quarantine. Radio. That was pretty good. I'll give him props. His Instagram lives, those numbers he was getting in, nearly like 1 million people were coming. I think maybe it actually did cross over 1 million people. Famous people too, ballers. A lot like Lonzo Ball was commenting. Yeah, no, I saw like the headline for it and I was like, the fuck is this? This sounds like a fake headline, like Tory Lanez shoots Megan Stallion in the foot. Do you know why?
I'll get into that because this is speculation, but doesn't it sound like super unreal?
Yeah, especially like I thought he was like a decent guy, or like I didn't think he would be like a Chris Brown, I'm sorry.
Yes, we're not going there. We're not going there. To me, let's just start this before I pull out the Megan stuff. Let's just look at optics as it is.
Yeah.
Wow. What comes across to you just hearing just like guy shoots female? How does that come across to you?
That's a bad look. You shooting at anyone is terrible, but specifically if it's like a domestic issue like that, I don't know. That seems
oh, that's puss.
That is overkill. That is I don't know.
Oh no, seriously, like there's not, for me, it's almost kind of like having this dude talk where it's kind of like if a dude cheats on his chick, right, and like we're friends and I know about it, I couldn't really kick it with you unless you had a plan to say something, Like I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm.
So if even like one of your good friends.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like snitch, right? Because it's none of my business. But like it's like a reflection, right? If this person's willing to cheat on someone they love, like that, what are they willing to do to you?
That's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You think that's like?
No, I'm just
back to like the Tory Lanez thing.
No, I'm just trying to like give like an example of like types of dudes where it's kind of like if. Or like the, I don't know if this was like in Chicago over like the guys that shot at these people and ended up killing like these little girls. If that rings a bell. Long story short, there was like some like gang members or something like that, or I believe they're gang members, don't know, but like they shot at a guy and they're trying to get the guy, but they got their daughter and they haven't turned those people in. Like somebody knows who did that. And the sheer fact that the whole like not snitching type of thing, like, bro, you killed some kids. Like, bro, I'm telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm just curious. What before, and I'm about to pull this up. Actually, while I'm asking you this, I'm about to pull this up right now. What do you think? Like, how would you deal with that if like one of your friends is like before like they gave you the story just off the rip, they were like, oh, I got into like a domestic violence situation with my girl, and you knew about it.
Dude, I don't know. Luckily I haven't been in that situation, and I don't really feel like I associate with people that would be in those situations. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I don't think I could like hang out with them or like be like friends with them or acquaintances after like I find out like like I don't know, you beat your girlfriend, like that's a oof. That's not good.
Or let's kick it a different way. What happens if you find that your friend or like one of our, or this is just for us.
Yeah.
We found out one of our friends is like a victim of like domestic violence from like their chick.
Oh, that is an interesting situation.
Since I posted, I'll just stop me when you're ready. I would still have that same energy towards like a female, like a male to a female, because it's like it's still, no matter what, it's like victim blaming or shaming, and it looks totally different as a man where I feel like women are allowed to give their dude sass and all this other stuff, but like in this whole like you should never put your hands on a dude, or you should never like really like verbally abuse him, because that's still cut and dry. Like it shouldn't happen. And like sometimes I hear like and I see certain things on social media, and this definitely will still be relevant, where like I'll see a chick, and I sent this to you, I'll pour gasoline in your car and I'll light it on fire. Good Lord, she didn't pass science.
I think everyone saw that clip.
Yeah,
it blew up.
Yeah. But people will be like, okay, sis, they won't have that same energy towards that chick rather than that dude. If that dude would do some stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if dudes do it, you're a monster. You're literally made to be a monster, which is fair. I think you should be. But I think it should go both ways.
So I would just hope my homies, I would let them know differently. And then I would definitely go through the protocol of like, I can't force them to be like, you can't do this. And now I'm getting to more of my therapeutic mind. But I would, also not force or push them to do anything they don't want to do. But I would just, let them know that just naming that's verbal abuse. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, she can call, I'm a kind of like an old schoolish, like, I feel like my chick can talk a little brazy to me, but like once I'm put my foot down, like, don't talk to me like that, then she should know the line, or my standards or my boundaries. But like, I would feel the same way with my homie. I'll be just like, yo, this is what this is, and like if you need something else, let me know.
Yeah,
and keep that same energy.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you.
Okay. Anything else to add to that, or
to that? No. What'd you look up?
No, so this is what I had this is the reason why I'm not really gonna talking to a couple people and looking at a couple of things. This is why I'm not gonna take the Meg Thee Stallion thing and the other topic we're gonna talk about as so jokey, because of this. She said, so just to give you guys, so a lot of other people were talking. Actually, no, I'll go with what people have been saying. So I'm pretty sure. Are you familiar with Drea from Real House of whatever? Drea Michelle?
No.
So Drea and like other people have been saying this. I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that drove them down this type of road. Michelle joked, "I'm here for it. I'm here for it like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too." She added to the conversation, which would go on to draw criticism from inappropriate many. That was it. So Dre and Michelle said that, another chick said that, and then Cameron said this, and then I thought this was because to give more context about Cameron was just saying what would make Tory Lanez allegedly shoot someone like this, and then he said Tory Lanez saw saw that Meg Thee Stallion had a capital D down there and started shooting. I don't care what no one says.
Wait.
Yeah,
you lost me a little bit there. What do you mean by capital D down there? Because when I thought like she was like hooking up with someone else.
No, this is what Cameron said. Why Tory Lanez would do it.
Because Megan Stallion had a
big peen.
Megan Stallion is a tranny.
No.
Oh. He's
making an assumption.
I don't know. I'm a little lost.
No, I'm saying this is some of the things that people are saying. Like he is saying, like the reason why, because he was like, why would Tory Lanez shoot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot? And he's saying that the reason why he did it because Tory Lanez saw Meg Thee Stallion's peen allegedly. He's giving his take on why he shot her. See? That's so, and there's like a lot of different things. Yeah. So here's the thing. What would change my thing? Because this is what Meg saying. Because everyone has their own take. Everyone has their take. Everyone has their take. Everyone has their take. Right? This is what Meg says. Meg says, black women are so unprotected and we hold so many things in to protect the feelings of others without considering our own. It might be funny to y'all on the internet and just another messy topic for you to talk about, but this is my real life and I'm real life hurt and traumatized. And then this was more towards that Drea chick, but she said, dumb bitch, that shit ain't fucking funny though. Funny. Who the fuck jokes about getting shot by a nigga? And then she says, and fuck all the hoe ass niggas making jokes about it too. I'll talk about the shit when I'm ready.
I don't know. This is so complicated at this point. I don't know.
Complicated? Why? Black woman shot. People on the internet making jokes or making speculations of why Tory Lanez would shoot her.
Okay.
Allegedly.
And then what? She's gonna come out and say she has a big peen now?
No, Cos. No, Cos.
I'm sorry. No, I'm.
No, come on, Cos. No, but I think for me, it's just kind of like it's like she's right. Like,
yeah, it's not other people's business. But we live in a world now where people make money off of talking about stuff. I mean, you and I are talking about it right now.
True.
So it's the world we live in. If you are known, if you have some type of influence, you go out and there's news about you, they're going to talk about it because that gives them content. And a lot of these shows are, what is it? Like witty little tongue-in-cheek commentary type of shows. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know where that woman from Housewives, where was she saying that? On, like, The View or something?
No, she was on a podcast.
Oh, she's on a podcast? There you go, yeah. So, yeah, I mean.
The only reason why I'm saying that I kind of get where she's coming from, where it's kind of like, let's just say the Epstein stuff. Like,
okay.
It's kind of, it's serious. It's
very serious, yeah.
It's very serious, where it's kind of like, we don't, and how can I say this? It's like in these situations, when we talk about like domestic violence and how we were just talking about like, just like a couple of things where it's kind of like, there's like the joke, or it's kind of like, especially if it's like a guy versus a female, especially because Meg's so big and Tory's so little, where it's kind of like we kind of forget.
Oh, you mean physically big?
Okay,
I thought you. I thought you meant like pop culture wise.
No. It's, so I think we just have to take a different approach to like this type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think as like humans in this world, yeah. I think so, but like we also have to understand that people are gonna talk. Mm-hmm. They're gonna use their platform to create content that people are gonna watch. Mm. It's kind of the contract you kind of sign by becoming famous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're famous. People know you. You make good money, but on the flip side, everything you do is in the public's eye. Everything you do is gonna be either scrutinized, or people are gonna predict, or whatever. They're gonna make rumors.
True. I look at it like this because of the era of like the not getting, since let's just look at, talking about Breonna Taylor, because, like, that's another black woman who hasn't gotten justice. And it's kind of like, for me, especially in this time, I think, which kind of baffles my mind so much, where it's like the togetherness and like people just being understanding of what people are going through, and not just Meg Thee Stallion in general, anyone goes going through like domestic violence, where it's kind of like, I think, and I'm just gonna speak from like the black community, right? I think, because I saw a lot of black comedians, because we knew that she was all right, and I think that's where people felt like the license to like.
Oh, so if she was like physically hurt or her life was threatened, it wouldn't be a joking matter.
Exactly, and I think that's the perspective. I'll talk a little bit more about the black community really quick, but like everyone were like, she's like, even though she was shot in the foot and it seems like she's gonna be able to walk and things like that, because she is fine, that people feel like it's okay to talk about that. And the reason why I chose not to really joke about it is because she was like, I'm not fine, and I look at that as being very strong, because I'll just say this in the black community too as well, that we take in and joke about a lot of different stuff, because that's one of our defense mechanisms to a lot of different things, because we don't get a lot of justice and things like that. So one of our knee-jerk reactions is like, we're going to joke about it. And sometimes we don't know the line, because we joke about, or I joke about, and if my homie was like, this bothers me, I'm going to be like, so I'm going to joke a little bit more. And I think it's just, it's something that we have to be cognizant about now. She said this bothers her. We gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah. The only thing I'll add to that is I don't think it is strictly like a black community thing. Just off the top of my head, I think like Bobby Paterno. I think that's his name, Bobby Paterno. Yeah. This was 2010, 2009, but I remember because it was always on SportsCenter. It was a big deal on SportsCenter. But like, white coach for Arkansas football team. Gets in a motorcycle accident with his mistress on the back, and then the next day he has to do an interview about the situation with like a neck brace on and like all these scars on his face, and so many memes came out of that. And because he was just he was hurt, but he wasn't like life threatening. So many jokes came from that. That's just something like I think of, and that's like in like the South, like white South.
No, I understand. So yeah. Only thing I will just take, but I get what you're saying. Just it's a more universal thing. The only thing I will say is, I will bet my life that the black community uses humor a lot more because of like the justice that we don't get for a lot of different things. But I definitely agree with you too as well that if we know that someone is not hurt physically that too much, then we feel like it gives someone a license. But like we were saying, because I think that's what I really wanted, at least for me, that's what I really want to talk about how the seriousness of DV stuff from either side and how serious we have to take it. And especially if, let's just say, my strength is stronger than your strength, where I can joke about something and you're like, ooh, I wouldn't joke about that. But like when I first put my foot down, I'm like, this is not funny to me. I think that's when we should stop. And then always just, just err on the side of caution of like, let me see how they're going to lead. Yeah. About a situation. But I think that's what I mainly really want to talk about, because no one's really talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of finish off, props to her for coming out and being like, no, I'm not like okay, like emotionally and whatnot. I think that takes a lot of strength. Easier way would have just been like try to ignore it, but yeah, props to her for like coming out and speaking out against it for her own like, what is it? Her own like confidence and her own like just.
Oh, well, I agree. I'm 1,000%. I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't have the same take as Cameron, or I'm not gonna say that, but I'm curious what would make someone like Tory Lanez at the peak of his fucking career.
This is by far the most famous he's ever been. Right before it.
Oh yeah.
With all the Instagram Live thing and the album coming out and
out of his deal
too. Yeah. I don't know, dude. What the fuck goes through your mind there to be like, I'm gonna fire off this Glock at this woman? Like, dude, I don't like. That's.
I don't share what Cameron said, but like I share a sentiment, or there's so much more to the story where like I
think it goes pretty deep.
I don't want to totally write him off, and then I heard that they were in a relationship, things like that too. That's why I said that's what I'm saying, DV. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to chat about when it comes to that.
This is something I think we're gonna come back to.
But yes, protect.
I don't think it's done.
Yes, protect all black women, and no, I'm not gonna say all women right now, just black women.
Okay.
Because if we want to protect all women, black women are in all women. But yeah, man. If you're a dude, just be responsible to
please.
Yeah,
please. Like we already look bad enough out there.
Sheesh.
Please.
Sheesh. Now I can get a little jokey. Just a little, because I still have a take about this one, but yeah. I see something behind there. Something wrong in my head.
My pride and joy right here.
What you got there, Saucy?
This is the greatest album of ever, actually. This is the greatest hip hop album of, I'd say, last. I don't think anything this decade came out that's better than this, and nothing definitely came out in 2010 or earlier, 2000 that was better than this. I may be a little biased, but this is My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy by Kanye West, 3 vinyl edition with alternative art. I swap out the art every couple months to put it something.
So y'all know those Kanye stands who just...
I'm one of them, baby.
Yeah, I found out.
Yeah.
So, what's going on with Kanye? He's trying to smuggle... He's trying to say Harriet Tubman to do what?
All right. I can't defend the Harriet Tubman thing. I'm not here to...
Okay.
I took IB history. I'll be honest, we didn't talk a lot about Harriet Tubman. Did we even talk about... All I know about Harriet Tubman is that she had the underground rail system that helped slaves. Right? Yeah. And Kanye said he sold them to... I'm sorry.
You can keep going. You're fine.
Sold them to other slave owners. I don't know where he got that from. I'm sure someone told him that was in a higher position than they should be, and he just rolled with it or whatever.
What he was trying to probably say, because he was probably stealing this from someone, was kind of like, because we haven't uprooted systemic racism, that we went from the South to another system that's not benefiting us. Like if he would have said it in a way like that, where, because then we had the era of Jim Crow, we had all those. I can go down the list of line.
Yeah.
So we just not gonna sit here and acknowledge that Miss Harriet was free, and she's like, you know what? I'm about to go get some of my other niggas. I can't. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm not here to defend what he said there. What I will say though is, it's not fair in today's world that we're like, whether it was the right place or not, you could tell he was having like a very like emotional moment throughout that whole convention or that whole whatever it was. I wouldn't call it a
rally.
I wouldn't call that a rally. It was like in some room in like a club or something. But and then like people were recording a lot of stuff, cutting it, taking it out of context, like the thing where he said like, I wanted to kill my own daughter, where he was just talking about like abortion. And he was having an emotional moment because he said his father wanted to originally get an abortion, where if that would happen, he wouldn't exist. And then he came to the realization that he had that same sentiment about his own daughter, which that's why he started crying hysterically, because he realized the thing that brings him the most joy in this world is his daughter.
Okay, thank you for connecting that. Okay.
But I think if we're going to talk about Kanye, we have to do a little quick character analysis. So, Kanye West gets in a car accident in 2002, 2003. Because he's been working so hard in the studio, and it's from that point on that he changes, his personality, and he no longer listens to outside perspectives. Instead, he listens to his inner monologue, which what that creates is this massive ego. That massive ego, yes, it creates these drastic outbursts and these scenes, like the Taylor Swift thing or like his Twitter rants or whatever. But at the same time, it's also why he's one of the greatest artists of all time and a billionaire. So it's also led to his success. So I think it's important to understand the person that is Kanye.
And I think I get one on the Kanye stand. I think we're only thing I believe you're missing from that, and I feel like it's just a big thing. I think which caused the mental break was Donda.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, his mother died 2007 or 2008, which led to 808s and Heartbreaks, and eventually this masterpiece. And I think that had
in my head.
I mean, even going back to Kanye was just like a pink polo wearing guy who worked at the Gap, who's like a massive mama's boy, who like the industry didn't want him, so he had to create his own path in that industry. And I do think, losing his mother. I mean, we were supposed to get the album Donda yesterday. It didn't come out. Probably because Taylor Swift dropped her album.
No, because Kris Jenner is the mastermind of this.
Oh my God, where the hell did that come from?
But before we get off into that conspiracy land, I kind of definitely want to talk about that what I see a lot of people doing, and I want to just say this: what my clinical supervisors and my mentors tell me. Anyone can speculate, right? Because everyone's saying he has bipolar and all this other stuff, and I'm not. At first, I was gonna bring the DSM-5 and read off all the symptoms, but I fucking forgot it. Because
you should have told me. I could have grabbed my sister's.
I'm moving and shit. I pre-planned to have it. I thought I put it in my bag, and then while I was waiting for you, I was like, I'm not gonna go back and just get a book.
Quick therapy question: can I read that book?
Yeah.
Because that's like a therapist-only book, right?
It's like a manual for like different diagnoses that we diagnose different clients with. You can read it to get familiar with the criteria to know what someone would diagnose someone with, or if they fit these like 4 things, then like okay, then they have an adjustment disorder with emotional features.
But I can't be like, hey, dude, you are a narcissist, and I read off like.
Oh, I think you in a sense you kind of could.
I could like.
In theory.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I was really gonna read because I think this is an educational piece, and I think next time we do like some mental health thing, I'll make sure to remember to bring my DSM-5. But I was gonna read off the stuff, not the whole thing. I'm not gonna do that to people, just kind of like the excerpts. But like, what my mentors were telling me, it's kind of like anyone can be a therapist. Can be like, oh, I think this person is ADHD, and then you go and you get the testing, and like the official people were like, we studied your child. This kid doesn't have an ADHD. So this is alleged speculation. Granted, it looks exactly like this.
Yeah.
But we don't know what he actually has, and I think we should all calm down too as well.
I mean, he's come out and said he's bipolar.
True. But
do you see that?
I definitely do.
Okay.
I think once you see but you still have to see the paperwork, for anything.
I mean, you don't even know Kanye like the individual.
Yeah.
You see what you. I mean, he's been going off on these Twitter rants. For my business mind, I mean, his album should have dropped yesterday.
Thank you.
I think. Just think about it. Every time he goes on these like crazy Kanye rants, it's always right before an album drops out of nowhere.
That's why I'm 50-50.
No, definitely.
I'm 50-50.
I do think he's on another wavelength of thinking now, but like he's a very business savvy guy. He's worked with Adidas. He owns his own brand. He's now with Gap. He knows how to market himself and how to build hype for something, and especially when like people weren't expecting a new album from him, it kind of fits in line. But also, I feel like at the same time, the reason I also like Kanye is because I don't know, when I look at guys like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, guys like LeBron James, these generic people that are like, oh, this is the guy I look up to. It's like, that's great and all, but these people have like trained PR teams that make sure they always look good in the light, and they always are, and like they practically have scripts for what to say and how to act.
Am I gonna defend LeBron James? I have never thought this day was gonna come. What?
LeBron has the best PR team, and this has come out and said like he has the best PR team. That's why he's never, like, how quickly hushed was that whole thing about like him cheating with that Instagram?
That was from the tabs.
Come on, man.
That was from the tabloids. We were just trying to get clickbait.
But like, they all, everything they say is so calculated. I mean, even you can look at like the whole NBA Hong Kong thing. LeBron didn't speak out on like the whole Hong Kong issue.
That was Hong Kong.
But like it's clear, like he's like Daryl Morey didn't, he wasn't educated on whatever he's saying. It's like, dude, like 5 minutes of research, you can tell like what's going on in Hong Kong. But whatever.
We don't need them on this podcast.
What I'm getting to is the fact that Kanye isn't scared to speak his mind, which gets him in a lot of trouble. But it also, like, as a human, we have a lot of things that we think about that we would never say, whereas Kanye doesn't give a fuck.
Like, what do you think about right now?
What I think about right now? I don't know. I like those pants. But I don't know. What am I thinking about right now?
Something that you don't want to say. That you want to...
You were just going somewhere I don't want to be. But yeah, he doesn't have this filter, and he just says exactly what's on his mind, which I appreciate from the standpoint of he's always going to be himself, and he's always going to be real. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a bit of that, like saying what's on his mind, but also like he's a good marketing person. He's building hype for his albums, and like he's releasing some like teasers for the Gap line and all this stuff. So yeah.
So like a kind of, because I don't even believe we're in all over the place. Like it's just so much to unpack. Where this is, I'm so 50-50 about this, because here's the thing. I understand. I feel like someone like, let me break down his narcissism, right? Let me break down his narcissism and kind of into like more of his like grandiose thinking, where it's kind of like, this is how I can believe he has bipolar, because a rational person right now, we all know that Kanye is not making nearly enough money from his music that he's getting from his clothing and he's getting from his other partnerships and things like that.
You'd have to look at his like tax paperwork to really know. But okay,
an album, right? Versus the Gap deal. Versus
like artists make money doing tours, really.
He's making more money not making albums. So my thing is, my thinking from a rational Kanye person, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You can stop me. You can stop me on this rant. Why would you chance that? You're getting 5% of the Gap. Like, why would you chance that $1 billion deal? And then there's that. And then here's what I also think led up to like where we kind of showed like this, the narcissism and like some of the bipolarness of this, right? Kanye West is like wants that attention and all that stuff, right? So what he does is he says wild things, then we react. This is what happened. And then I have another thing too, but I'll let y'all go afterwards. He says he drops the Jesus is King stuff. Yeah. Not really, not too many waves. Then he drops that Travis stuff. Not too much waves. Then the song. I think the song is very trash. That song wasn't that good. Not to me, we're talking about. And then he drops the presidential thing. No one really takes him that seriously. And then you know what a person in that mindset, in that high, is thinking, where it's kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna really get these people attention. Guess what? I want to divorce Kim. Harriet Tubman, she was a secret agent. Yeah. I see what you're saying. That kind of stuff.
He's just trying to outdo himself.
Exactly, because then we're going to get the reaction. You see what I'm saying? Where that leads me to believe those things leading up to those things let me believe that he has the mental health thing. But I'm not going to lie. Going back to what we already said, he always doing this right before. Oh, don't some Yeezys drop?
Not that I'm aware of, but either way, that's another topic on how Yeezys have kind of died off or whatnot. Yeah, but that's funny. No, you make a really good point. Actually, he does always try to kind of a little bit outdo himself
because he wants us to react.
He does. Yeah,
and he figures out the reason why the whole TMZ blew up. Slavery was a choice, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to talk to you. Like, what?
I don't know.
So, I guess for me, the thing I want to kind of allude and kind of ask you is, like, as a Kanye fan,
yeah.
As I know, I'm going to call you Stan, Kanye Stan. What do you do? Because for
I'm not really a Stan.
Nah, you just. I know that's one of your people you look up to. For me, I put Kanye on ice. No, for real. Where it's kind of like I will bump all his old stuff. All the old stuff. I get it. I respect him. Respect him for his craft. But like, for people who are like that, A, let's just say allegedly he's taking medication, and B, when that kind of stuff is going on, the best thing you can do, because he believes so heavily about this stuff, you just gotta ignore that. He's living in a totally different world where it's kind of like, I'm not going to feed that because you want me to react by saying some shit like that, you know?
Exactly. That's kind of where I'm at, where it's like, it's just Kanye being Kanye.
And it's dangerous.
It is a little dangerous, yeah. I don't know. As a fan of the guy, I hope he doesn't become president. Not because I don't think he can't do a good job, but because if he's president, man, who's going to make music? Who's going to make clothes? I just want Kanye to be Kanye. I don't need President West, the West Wing. Ugh. You saw that? The picture he posted?
No.
Yeah, but I just want him to be a creator, an artist like he is. I don't need any more from the guy. And yeah, I'm always gonna like him.
Man,
I'll say this: I'm a big Kanye West fan because of the way I grew up. Where being an immigrant in this country, no one gives you a manual on how to fit in. No one gives you a manual on culture. So finding, Kanye is one of those like puzzle pieces to where like listening to him helped me kind of fit in and be more normal. And in like the community I was in, and it just happened that like, I loved his stuff and it just fit. And that's why like I always looked up to him in a way. Especially being the guy that like no one really wanted him at first when he started. Then he became popular. He's like, suck my balls. Look at my success. Look how successful I am. And that always was something that resonated to me, being like, just watch out for yourself. And when it's time to, when you get there, you can talk your shit.
No, that makes all right. Thanks for sharing that, man. For me, ending points, I kind of want to say, because I would say Kanye songs, I know I would be different if I didn't have them. Flashing Lights, I Wonder,
Hey Mama, I know I act the fool.
I know. What do you call it? It was Something Wrong in that one. He has all like the flat lights.
Huh?
Something's wrong in my. It's off Twisted.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're gonna need to give me a more than
flashlights, car lights, stream lights.
Oh, that's Why am I blanking too?
See, Don't you try to set me up.
Wow, why am I blanking? I know what the song is, but I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name. I'm not.
But anywho, that I digress. I just wish that we would not just like ignore him because he definitely needs help, but like not really gas up this stuff because the media knows what they're doing. And like the one thing that really pissed me off going into my ending thought was like, if I had you, right, and you were going off your rocker, or you were just saying, I hate females or something like that, right? Something stupid. True. Right. I'm joking. No. And like, I would literally turn off the lights, put a bag over your head.
Oh.
No, literally. And like, be like, it's over. Like, I didn't like the people in the background because he has so many yes people around him. And this is also another thing that lets me know that it may be something that's mental health-ish, because a lot of people, when they deal with someone with those narcissism and bipolarism, is like they push those people away. And he has so much money, people are gonna come towards him. Yeah. And they're just with him for a name. And he like Jay-Z's not with him anymore. It makes way more sense because he doesn't need him.
Yeah. You ever see that Jay-Z Kanye documentary about them, like their friendship and how it ended or whatnot? Yeah. But and I feel like a lot of famous people deal with that when they're just like, you're at such a level that it's a bunch of yes men that go along with whatever crazy shit you say. And that's like, I don't know, that's gonna get you in a lot of trouble, as you can see with Kanye. He should hire me to be his his advisor, and I'll take care of the guy.
Anywho, I want to end on this note with the Kanye thing, and then we'll close up shop. Mental health, and this is the thing, is I hope he's being. I hope this is. I don't want to say seriously. I hope he has a mental health challenge, but I hope that he's not playing around and using this, because there are real people who go through that. I've sat in rooms with people who really go through that, and they work really hard. And I also want to put this message out there. You can, once you get medication and a lot of other things like together and whatnot, you can live a functioning life. Because when people hear bipolar, they're like, "Oh, this person is not functioning." You can function. It's just gonna take some time, and it's gonna take you, because are you gonna question your highs, or like, I'm so happy all the time, do I need to take my medication now? You know?
Yeah. What I would say to that would be like what he said a couple years ago. He said, "I can't make music on my medication." What are your thoughts on that? He feels like it's holding him back. It's putting him in a cage creatively.
It's like telling someone, right? Like, this person, like, and I'm not that really good with medication, and definitely my psych people definitely correct me if I'm wrong. It's like I believe it's lithium that they take. No. I'm just speaking loosely. I could be wrong. And like, it's gonna stabilize their mood. Like, it's gonna cap their happiness. But like, when you're manic, you're going and going and going and going. So why would you? So yeah, if I'm so happy, why are you telling me I need to stop? You know?
I see.
You see what I'm saying? So why would just of course I make better music when I have no limits.
Yeah.
You know? And like, but it's kind of hard to tell someone their truth if this person is not like stonewalling and like, oh, I'm not listening to this person, but like, I'm actually feeling like this because this is what I believe, this is my reality. Because like, there's certain people in this world, I kid you not, that believe this is like purple, and
or like there's a camera watching.
Yes.
There's mics. Listening.
Yeah, and it's not. Mics. And look, and it's serious, and like, and like, as a person, you have to be like, that's what you believe, and you honestly can't be dismissive of that person. But it's kind of like, it's kind of hard to tell someone like that. And plus, when
you have to ground them.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's paying you, so why?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, go ahead and do what you're gonna do, but. That's my whole thing. I just want people to take mental health more seriously, and just let you know that if you have a mental health challenge, that you can be a functional person. It just takes time, and it takes you figuring out what works for you, and it takes you, being with family if you have family members or friends. So, sometimes I use Kanye as like a good example, and allegedly he has bipolar. That you can do these things. It's just it takes a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. My final thoughts. I hope he's okay. I hope he does well. I'm excited for Donda, and yeah.
Ooh, Donda. Oof. Yo, son.
I'm sure it's gonna be another Jesus gospel stuff, which this is why I'm not a stan, not a huge fan of.
Thank you.
Jesus is Lord was. We're gonna just. He's gonna sweep that on the line.
Yeah, he's doing what I do. Yeah, it was okay.
It was less than okay.
I know,
but it is what it is.
We got Kirk Franklin for that.
But yeah. All right, we should probably end before the batteries run out.
No, these are juice. We're ending because it is almost an hour. Okay. So I feel like we tackled both these things. Yeah. Once again, I want to end with men, do your job, protect women, all women, and then particularly right now, because it's on fire, black women, justice for Breonna Taylor, and all other black folks who are affected by police brutality and things, and mental health. It's a big thing. Truly ask yourself, is it okay to not be okay? And I'll answer that for you. It is. So this is your your favorite Casanova.
What is a Casanova?
Another day for another time. I don't go for a rant. Rob Gill.
And his partner in crime.
He likes Kanye.
I do. His partner in crime and in life.
That's fine. I could see. Yes, yeah.
Okay. It's been Cos.
The only reason why I'm like, because like I'm seeing it more now, where like your you're like a table 1, table 2 guy at my wedding. Like,
oh shit,
yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah.
Who, me and Josh?
Josh will be up there with me. I'm like, I don't know where this is going, but like you're definitely not just some like person like
in the back.
In the back, you're like, we know each other. We do work. Nah, you're. I definitely in the future. I would definitely want my children to know who you are, and I would